Hi again, everyone. Scott Player Pop Cult fan here, and today I'm finally going to give my review for the new Venom movie. Now, before I do review the movie, I do want to go over a new format for my reviews going forward, in which I would like to kind of structure my reviews, where I would talk about the premise of the movie first, then give my flaws about the movie, then give my positives, and finally my ranking for the review for the movie that I'm reviewing. And that's kind of how I want to review my movies going forward. And that's it for that. So before I do give my thoughts on the new Venom movie, I would like to touch upon Topher Grace's portrayal of the Venom character in Spider-Man 3. Now, being a fan of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, I do enjoy Spider-Man 3, but rewatching the movie now, I do realize the movie's flaws, and the major flaw about that movie is that the Venom character is kind of tacked on. You know, he's not. He does have a role in the movie, definitely, but I just feel like the movie doesn't even need his. Spider-Man 3 didn't really need the Venom character. The movie probably would have been just fine with just Sandman, but they added the Venom character, and I don't know. I do enjoy Topher Grace's portrayal to a degree, but the design of the character is not like the comic book character at all. He just looks like a black suited Spider-Man, but it's kind of he does look muscular, but he just looks like a black suited Spider-Man, and then the Venom face. Whenever Topher Grace gets mad, so that's really my thoughts about that version of Venom, which to me just doesn't work because even Topher Grace's one-liners, his comedic one-liners as a villain, does not help. So that's really how I feel about that version of the character. So obviously, going into this new movie, the new Venom movie, I do really like I do really like Tom. I do like Tom's portrayal of the new Eddie Brock / Venom. I do really like that, but the movie does have quite a bit of flaws. The script is not good. It's a pretty basic script, but it while the movie was filming, they were still writing the script, and to me that's not good. Because of that, the script, the plot of the movie is kind of messed up in a way because of that, because the movie was rushed, and the production was rushed because the script was still it was still being written when they were when they were filming the movie, and that's not a good sign when you make a movie like this. So that's my main flaw about the movie, is the plot, because the plot is basic, but it's also not well written, and because of that, there's bad dialogue in the movie, especially with Michelle Williams' character. But I do think she does have quite a bit in the movie to do, but just some of the dialogue that she has, as well as some of the other supporting characters, is just not well written at all. So, and then another major flaw I do have about the movie is that the CGI is not good at all. There are moments in this movie where the CGI really does show, and especially during some of the action sequences at the very end. There's quite a few moments where the CGI just doesn't even look finished. I do enjoy the final battle between Venom and Riot, but there are moments during that fight that kind of take the experience out for me because of the bad CGI and some of the obvious green screen moments that do look very much green screen. So that's really those are my major flaws about the movie, just the unfinished script of the plot of the movie, and the CGI effects, and some of the acting too. the main villain, Carlton Drake, and some of the other supporting characters in the movie just are kind of not well written, which is the main flaw. So because of that, it's just not really. It was like the first act of the movie is kind of a bore until you get to the Venom symbiote bonding with Eddie, and then that's where the movie starts to really shine. Is the relationship between Eddie and the Venom. The interaction between them is entertaining. There's intentional humor during their conversations and the way the both of them kind of speak. But at the same time, there are moments when with Eddie and with Venom that the dialogue is quite not good at all. So that's really because of the bad written script and because of just the overall like plot of the movie just doesn't mesh well. So that's my main. Those are my main flaws, and my main positives about the movie are that I enjoy Tom Hardy's portrayal of Venom and Eddie Brock. I like the relationship between those two, and I do like this movie does have a lot of. It has a lot of missed potential. Basically, there's a lot of good in it, like a lot of potential good things in this movie, especially setting up its own kind of Sony Marvel universe, because that's even though it's a very standalone movie, it doesn't try to tease too much to to expand into a larger cinematic universe. But it does have like a mid credit scene that teases the main villain of the next one, which because this movie is actually doing really well at the box office. And that's mainly because of Venom being a Spider-Man villain. Yet there's Spider-Man is nowhere to be seen in this movie, so no mention or of Spider-Man or anything of that sort in this movie. And that's another flaw I do have about this movie, because Venom originally is supposed to be a villain. He's supposed to be a villain, and his origin is very, very tied to the Spider-Man character. And because of that, that's another flaw I have about the movie. I do think they can do a Venom movie without Spider-Man, but the way they did it just didn't quite work for me. That's another flaw I have about the movie, and so really I don't have too many positives really. Um, I enjoyed some of the humor between Eddie and Venom, but I don't know. It's just something about this movie I just didn't really appreciate too much, I guess. I mean, I enjoy the Venom character. Obviously, I do think Tom Hardy is a million times better than Topher Grace, but just the overall plot and the script and just the CGI and just a lot of it just isn't good. And also the fact that in a way this movie feels like a late 80s superhero movie in a way, or 90s, late 90s superhero movie in a way. But I mean, I haven't seen too many superhero movies from that time period. But I mean, I've seen the Batman, the Joel Schumacher movies, and those movies are not good. And I've seen obviously the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. I've seen Ghost Rider. Um, some of you might be surprised, but I have not seen the Blade movie. But I have seen the first X-Men movie. I've seen quite a few superhero movies that came out around that time period. In the late '90s and early 2000s. So I can kind of see the what people are saying, that this movie is kind of like an early 2000s, or I mean late '90s or early 2000s superhero flick. I can kind of see that, I guess. I mean, I don't. I'm not a huge expert on movies from that time period because I was very little during that time. So, but overall, I just didn't think this movie was that great. It was enjoyable, I guess, but other than that, I mean, the acting was decent with Tom Hardy, but I just didn't care for the other supporting characters. I thought Michelle Williams was okay, I guess, but the villain, Carlton Drake, ugh. Um, just, I don't know. Something about this movie I didn't really care for. So that's really it for my review for Venom. I'd probably give it like a D plus. That's my grade. I know I'm kind of judging this movie harshly. It's just I just didn't really like this movie that much. So that's my review, and next will be my review for the new Halloween movie, which will actually be a collaboration review with my friend Sean, aka Cash of Oz. Expect that review later Saturday night or the next day on Sunday, and so look forward to that. That will be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth, fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.